everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to our first post-match reaction of the season. Of course, it is the first one of the 22-23 season, and unfortunately, we do have to say that Liverpool did lose by 4 goals to 0 to Manchester United in the first game of pre-season. We'll talk everything that happened in the game and so on. We'll take a look as well at the stats realistically, but again, it doesn't really mean anything. It is the first game of pre-season. Again, tell that to the banks though, because you're listening and watching Manchester United supporters going on about, oh, we've managed to beat Liverpool, this, that, and the other. And it's hilarious, realistically. And look, at the end of the day, it's nice for them. They don't have much, do they, nowadays? But again, it is a shame that we did manage to lose by 4 goals to 0. But again, it's good to see some players get some minutes in their legs and kickstart the season anyway. And again, no injuries as well, which is fantastic to hear about. Each game, then realistically anyway. But guys, if you could please hit that like button as well. Very much appreciated. It helps the algorithm out. And if you're new around here viewing us for the first time, then please hit that subscribe button as well. It is an early show tonight, like I did say yesterday. We are on Statman's show tonight. I think we're doing a Champions League quiz tonight, so that's at 9 o'clock. I'll leave it in the community tab. I'll share it out and that. But yeah, that's why this isn't at 9 o'clock. This is why it's at 6 o'clock. Anyway, but guys, if you could, again, please share out the stream anyway. But yeah, the Reds did lose by 4 goals to 0. It wasn't the prettiest of games. Now, look, at the end of the day, is it frustrating that Liverpool lost by 4 goals to 0? A little bit, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It's never nice to see Liverpool losing, games of football. But again, I will reiterate that it is pre-season, guys. I've seen plenty of people, on Liverpool channels and other people as well, complaining like, oh, why are we playing this team with this team and that, and why are we taking all the youngsters out, and why are we playing with 3 squads and so on and that. And I think, look, at the end of the day, you have to get the minutes into everyone. Look, Jurgen Klopp doesn't know who he's going to play at the start of the season. Realistically, anything could happen. Look, 2 years ago, for example, did we think we'd end up playing Nat Phillips and Reece Williams at centre half? No, I don't think we would have. Anyway, but I'll make that bigger for you guys. Anyway, that was the starting 11 for both sides earlier on. It was, of course, for Liverpool, it was Alisson Becker, Mambia, I think I've pronounced that correctly, Nat Phillips, Joe Gomez, and Chambers as well. Chambers and Mambia as well from the under 18s as well. Jordan Henderson, Tyler Morton playing a more than 8 role, and the new boy as well, Fabio Carvalho, as well played for, of course, everyone played for 32 minutes as well. But then, of course, Luis Diaz, Bobby Firmino, and Harvey Elliott as well kick-started the game. There was the 3 teams that played half an hour each. The strongest 11, of course, played the last half an hour. The likes of the likes of Mo Salah, new boy Darwin Núñez, and all sorts as well. But for me, guys, the 3 main standouts for the previous game was number 1, this man, Harvey Elliott. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Looked sharp, looked fit as well, which is always an impressive sign. And for me, he was playing on that right hand side, that Mohamed Salah role. But what I think, just before he was about to come off, he was going more into midfield. And I think, look, again, for me, Harvey Elliott starts the season. As long as everything stays fit and so on, for me, Harvey Elliott stays fit for the entirety. Not fit, sorry. He goes into the midfield 3, in my personal opinion. I think, look, plenty of people will have different opinions and different thoughts on it. But for me, he looked probably the sharpest player today out of everyone. Maybe, that's because I took more interest in the first, 20 minutes. But for me, I think Harvey Elliott did look sharp out of the first batch of players anyway. But again, that doesn't take away from this man neither. Fabio Carvalho, he did very, very well for his first Liverpool appearance. He even went on to say about how bittersweet it was for him, getting his first Liverpool appearance, but then unfortunately losing, 4-0 against Manchester United. But again, I thought, these two as well, Harvey Elliott, Fabio Carvalho, I thought they played very, very well. And again, they'll get minutes. They'll most likely get minutes against Crystal Palace as well in the next couple of days. And in Singapore, I thought both games were in Thailand, so apologies for telling people that, but it is in Singapore that we play. Crystal Palace. But again, for me, those two were the main two that were the standout, and the plain and simple standouts. Of course, Luis Diaz, Bobby Firmino's there. Tyler Morton, I thought had it rough. Nat Phillips had it rough, didn't he? I think Nat Phillips was at fault for 2 of the goals, I think, if my memory serves me correct, for Manchester United. But again, for me, I think that Fabio Carvalho and Harvey Elliott were by far the best out of the first batch of players. Anyway, but Zayn saying I was impressed with Fabio Carvalho. Yeah, I was as well. I think, again, for me, it's a toss-up between him and Harvey Elliott, who I was most impressed by. But again, I'm happy that both of them got minutes in their legs, and as well, also, they were very, very impressive, wasn't they, as well. But evening, mate. I hope you're well. Hello, Chris. Hopefully, on a fantastic day, my friend. As well, we won't be live for too long, guys. We'll be live for about half an hour. Well, I say half an hour, about 20 minutes. We'll be live for tonight. Anyway, I agree. Carvalho and Elliott look good. Yeah, no, they did. Again, out of the batch, if I was to speak, about the whole package, I would say that, Joe Gomez, I thought, looked decent at times. He did make 1 or 2 mistakes, but again, that's natural. For the first game of pre-season, you then look at, Carvalho, Elliott. Out of the last batch as well, I'd say probably Trent looked good. Mo looked good as well. And as well, I'm about to say this anyway. I thought this man did look good as well. The brand new signing, of course, Mr. Darwin Núñez. I thought he did look good. Of course, he did miss 1 or 2 opportunities. He did sky a ball, practically from 5 yards across the bar. But again, he made very, very good runs, very positive runs as well, doing link-up play with Mo and Trent. And again, it will come in time. The Austrian camp, and I've seen plenty of people, like I did say, mention, oh, they're disappointed about the result. They're disappointed the fact we're playing players that, are in the academy and won't be brought into Klopp's plans yet, and so on. But I think it's important for this, because this isn't really Liverpool's main camp. As soon as the Austrian camp, for me, if then you get academy players in that, then it is a bit weird. But again, we all know that, the Austrian camp is the main one for Jurgen Klopp. That's where he goes, 100% nailed on from there to the start of the season. And I think that is the most important part about it, I would say personally. Anyway, we had inexperienced backline, so we were always gonna concede. For me, Manchester United should have won anyway. They were more experienced lineup. Well, exactly. If we take a quick look at Manchester United's 11, so you can see with it's practically a first 11 for Manchester United. De Gea in goal. Dalot, Varane. Lindelof, Shaw, Fred, McTominay, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho, and Anthony Martial as well. And by the time all of them come off, practically, they were 3-0 up at the time. So again, as soon as that first half finished, we all knew that the game's done and dusted. Now it's just focused on, fitness and getting people ready. And that for me, I think, and I think plenty of people, it's okay to get frustrated, because again, it's never nice Liverpool, to lose. It's never nice for Liverpool to lose. But again, I think people have to remember it's pre-season. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp don't care about this. If this is the 3rd game of the season and we lose 4-0, then you can be mad. Then you can get frustrated. But at the moment, just don't, guys. Don't get frustrated. Don't get lost in the pre-season games. Remember back, what was it, 3 years ago when we lost? I think we lost all but 1 pre-season game, and then we ended up, as Chris has said there, rightfully so. Last time we heavily got beat in pre-season, we won the league. Exactly. And that's the thing, like I said, as soon as Liverpool go to Austria, then you'll see the development, and then you'll see the difference, in terms of, the way Liverpool play, and, the 11s that we're bringing up. Because I think I think just from this, it goes to show what Jurgen Klopp's already thinking. I think he already thinks the back line for next season is going to be, Ali, Trent, Kanate, Virgil, and Robbo. I think that's plain and obvious to see just by the teams that were brought out. At time now, again, you could completely change his mind. You could literally go with Joel Matip if you wanted to, but again, I think it's very much interesting to see where Jurgen Klopp's already thinking about, that third team in particular. It had everyone in it, didn't it? Apart from probably, not Darwin, sorry, apart from, of course, Luis Diaz on the left. You'd pretty much say that's a Liverpool, main 11 that finished the game. Anyway, but again, it'll take time, and the Austrian camp, like I did say, will be the main point for Liverpool in the coming season. Anyway, the United fans are so shameless. It's funny, isn't it, Zane? I've seen United fans, gloating and going, "Oh yes, we won a trophy," and that's for God. Do you like how United fans have wound Spurs fans up for years about winning the Audi Cup? That's practically the equivalent of that, plain and simple. And again, that's just on YouTube. Like, I can't wait to look on different apps like Twitter and TikTok and so on, and that it's going to be hilarious to watch. Yeah, I'm chilled out and relaxed in preseason. I never take it seriously. Yeah, there's no point. The only thing you do for me have to worry about is as simple as people getting fit and people not getting injured. They are the two main points for preseason. And again, for me, I think it's Liverpool, as long as we can do that. Anyway, and to be fair, if any United fans are watching, I'll just leave that image there. Anyway, do you know what? That's me being toxic anyway. But yeah, if any United fans are in yet, that's the image realistically want to show up. To be fair, I don't think Maguire did. Harry Maguire play today? I don't even think he did. Did he, chat? Harry Maguire didn't play. No, he didn't. So he wasn't even on the bench for today's game. So Harry Maguire injured? Question mark. That's a question for anyone. Anyway, but it's happened before. Teams have won all preseason games and went on to have an awful season. My local town, Carlisle United, prime example. So preseason don't mean anything exactly. Absolutely agree with you, Chris. Guys, saying afternoon, Connor. I'm not bothered by this loss. It's a friendly. Exactly. Again, I've seen plenty of people talk about it and gone, and be so frustrated at the fact that Liverpool lost. And I'm like, there's no point being frustrated, guys. It's a friendly. Again, if this was the third game of the season where we play United at Old Trafford and we lost 4-0, then be angry and concerned. But as things right now, even Jurgen Klopp, I wish I saved the photo, but even Jurgen Klopp was smiling at Ten Hag. Ten Hag didn't make any facial expressions because he knew, there's still this is a silver. It's a silver cloud, isn't it, or a silver lining cloud? But again, for me, I just don't think personally people shouldn't be that bothered personally. Again, I think people are bothered though, but it is what it is. Jake Spearing starts for under 21s. Yeah, to be fair, I'm surprised he hasn't gone to the preseason tour. It would have been funny, wouldn't it, if Jurgen just started him, in the middle. But I think he's at Melbourne, not Melbourne, sorry. He's at the Kirby training facility, isn't he? If this was a meaningless game, then of course how Howl at the Moon like a wolf, but not in preseason, for God's sake. Exactly, Chris. Anyway, it's about match fitness. Anyway, yeah, no, Gary, it is 100%. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you thought was the standout player for you. For me personally, it's going to be this man, Harvey Elliott. Was the standout today. I thought he was very, very impressive. Of course, played on the right where Mohamed Salah plays, but towards the end of the half an hour period, he did move into midfield a little bit, and he was very, very impressive as well. But I think it's interesting as well that I haven't really mentioned this. Well, Liverpool hit the bar 3 times in this game. Carvalho, I think, hit it once. I think Diaz hit it once, and Mo Salah hit it once as well. So there was opportunities for Liverpool today to go on and score, but unfortunately we couldn't take the opportunities. Typical Liverpool. We can't take the opportunities where they lie. Anyway, I think, is there any stats for the game? I don't think there are. No, there's not. It's a preseason game, so there won't be. Anyway, but again, for me, it would be Harvey Elliott. I think that again, this man as well, Carvalho, thought he was very impressive at times as well. He has a very, very bright future ahead of him. I would say personally, and of course Darwin Núñez as well. I thought was decent. Of course, the end product isn't quite there yet, but again, he for me the power, the pace as well. I was surprised by his pace. I think Mo put a ball over the top for Darwin to chase, and he just, was lightning quick. I think even De Gea went off injured, didn't he? Because he had to sprint out to try and stop Darwin Núñez being in clean. And for me, again, this is the start of preseason. Give it 2 weeks. Darwin Núñez, if he's impressing people now, he'll impress people, in a couple of weeks' time as well. And I think again, Jurgen will go away now. He'll look at what's what's going on in that, and I think plain and simple, he'll go away, look at what's happened in that, and then again we'll just set the guys again for Palace in 3 days' time as well on Friday. Is it Friday? I think we play Palace in Singapore. So again, it'll be interesting, won't it? And I laughed at this comment when I saw it. Yeah, of course, the season's over. I'm never watching Liverpool again. Give the title to City now, for God's sake. For God's sake. Harvey was great. Núñez looked a player, absolutely. He's still a raw player. He needs improvement. Again, yeah, exactly. It's going to take time. It is going to take time, and he will become good. The early signs are there. And again, I can't wait for Darwin Núñez to be, fully in the Liverpool rhythm. Of course, he's still struggling with the language, of course, as well. Thiago's got to be a translator for Jurgen Klopp at the minute, anyway. So again, it's going to take time, but he is going to be amazing. Just little things that you see straight away, and you think he's going to be amazing in this Liverpool team. Anyway, Liverpool will be champions, Connor, as well. Fingers crossed, Gary. I hope so. In the next couple of months, anyway, we'll know more definitely, won't we? Anyway, but guys, I am going to leave it there for tonight. Anyway, thank you so much to each and every single one of you that has tuned in to the show. Like I said, it's going to only be 20-minute show tonight. Anyway, of course, we are on Statman Steve's show tonight, so I will leave the link in the community tab, so make sure to check that out and check us over there. I think it's myself, Jack, I think the lads on the 1892 Reds podcast, I think maybe Jamie Phillips as well, I think potentially, I'm not quite sure on the list anyway. But again, we'll be live tomorrow at 9 o'clock anyway. I think with the transfer news, I think there's a little bit of news about a certain midfielder as well. Not Jude Bellingham. There's another one that's been talked about. Anyway, but Zane says Luis Diaz was called. He just needs to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we haven't really spoken about Luis Diaz. He had that one good chance, didn't he? And then I think he just didn't do. He didn't do anything else. Then he didn't have to do anything else. Then practically, but again, he'll be amazing this season. I can't wait to see what he does as well for the coming season. Anyway, but guys, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's show. Like I did say, if you haven't already, then please feel free to leave a like. It's very much appreciated and helps the algorithm out. If you could as well, please share out the video. Please subscribe as well if you're new around here viewing us for the first time. And hopefully hopefully we can do another watch along, because apologies, today's watch along didn't happen. It was too time consuming. I was literally busy doing things. I tried to push it back as far as possible to try and at least do it, but unfortunately we couldn't do it. So fingers crossed, maybe Friday we might be able to do it against Crystal Palace. Anyway, hopefully Liverpool win as well. But again, don't worry guys, it's pre-season and I don't care if Liverpool get battered every single game and we end up winning the league and the Champions League. Who gives a crap? Anyway, but guys, please stay safe, please stay well, and hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 o'clock for another video anyway. But guys, please stay safe. I've been Connor from the COP Council. I'll see you all then.